Hello. The topic of today's lesson is calculating average using plots, number plots, and graphs to visualize our data. So what is average? Average is a word that has multiple meanings, not multiple meanings, but we use it in everyday life. However, in mathematics, very frequently you will see this to be called arithmetic mean, or just mean for short. So what does it mean? Sometimes we get multiple data points, 10, 20, 30, 100. If I ask you a question, what is the height, approximate height of a person in third grade at your school, or a person in fifth grade at your school? Maybe your fifth grade class is 100 people. How do we figure out approximately what is the average, most common height for a person in fifth grade? Of course, we will have people who are very tall, or people who are yet to grow, but majority of people will kind of tend to be about similar, maybe a few inches up and down height. And that's what people try to figure out when they came up with a concept of average of multiple numbers, because we need to do it in everyday life. And how did it come about? For example, very basic example. We have 3 bags of oranges. This bag has 4, this bag has 9, and the last bag has 5. If I would have 30 bags of oranges, how can I quickly figure it out? How many oranges are in each bag approximately? Well, step 1, we add up all the oranges. So 4 plus 9 plus 5 equals 18. So if we are to distribute them evenly or equally, there would be about 6 oranges in every bag. So we say the average number of oranges is 6. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at next. We have these pins with different sizes of beads. So we start with this side, right? This is our starting position. We have, how many beads we have here? This is 3, this is 4, if this is 3, then this is 6. If this is 3, then this is 7. So how can we figure out an average? How many beads are in each pin? Well, we can do it in 2 different ways. Step 1, we first find the sum of all 4 pins. This is step 1. First step, I label first step. Let's add up all the beads together. 7 plus 3 is 10, 4 plus 6 is 10, so the total number of beads is 4. Now, step 2, if we have 4 pins, it gives us about 5, exactly 5 beads per pin. Now, take a look at another method. So we can say there are 5 beads, the average is 5 beads per pin. However, let's take a look at another idea. So we have 3 at 1, this is our shortest, and this is our tallest. How about we kind of try to distribute the extra beads evenly among the others? So maybe we can take these 2 beads and plop them on top here, right? This would make it -2, but +2. So this would make it 5, and here we would have 5. And then from here, maybe this 1 bead can be added here. So we can distribute all these beads evenly, just so. We can distribute them evenly among 4 pins. And when we do this evenly, each pin would have 5, 5, 5, 5. So that's your visual idea of average. On average, how much do we have? Now, so we have a very simple picture graph. We have 3 kids who went out fishing, Andy, Christian, and Jamal. And of course, Andy caught 5 fish, and Jamal caught 7, which is 2 more. And no, sorry, not Jamal, Christian. And Jamal caught 3 less, so it's only 3. How do we find the average? On the average, how many fish did each boy catch? Well, step 1, add up, sum up all the fish. We have 15 altogether. Step 2, split it equally among 3 kids, and we have 5 fish. 5 fish. So one way of doing it is that we would take this extra fish and give it to Jamal, and this way we would distribute them evenly. That's like a visual idea of average. On average, each boy caught 5 fish. Now, let's read problems 3, 4, and 5. So let me highlight them. We have problems 3, problems 4, and problem 5. So let's continue building our understanding of average. Sally collected 36 stamps. Mary collected 38 stamps. Lillian collected 40 stamps. So 36, 38, and 40 collected by 3 people. What was the average number of stamps each girl collected? Step 1. Add up all of these stamps. 36 plus 38 plus 40. Altogether, the girls collected 114 stamps. And step 2. Step 2, 114 split equally among 3 characters would give us 38 stamps per person. 38 stamps per person. It's as if 2 stamps minus 2 here plus 2 here, and we would get 38, 38, and 38. Again, it's like a visual way of attempting average. And of course, there is an arithmetic way, which is much, much, much easier. Add up all the numbers, split them equally by the number of numbers. Problem number 4, the lengths of 5 strings. 1.4, 1.8, 2 meters, 2.6, and 3.2. First question, or step 1, what is the total length of 5 strings? Well, we have to sum it up, and I hope you can pause this video and do the math yourselves. And once you pause it, I hope we both agree that there were 11 meters of cloth in 5 strings altogether. What is the average length? For that, for step 2, we would take the total and we would divide it into 5 equal parts, and therefore 5 goes into 11 2 times and 1/5 remaining, so it's 2 and 1/5, or 2.2 meters. 2.2 meters on average is the length of each string. Problem number 5. The table on the right shows the test scores of this person, Ron. So Ron took four tests, A, B, C, D. What is the total score? Step 1, we first find the total, and you can just add the ones, add the tens, or maybe you have another fancy way of doing your mental math, but I hope we all agree that altogether there were 320 points. And after, what is the average? What is the average? So we had 4 test scores, so we would say 68 plus 76, I'm just writing out the equation, plus 78 plus 88, and after we sum it all up, we would divide it by the total number of scores, which is 4, and it simplifies to 320 divided by 4, or 80%. So the average score on all 4 tests would be average. Some are less, some are more, but on average, each score is 80%. And I'm sure you're intimately familiar with this grading system if you go to school, which all of you do. Now, exercise 6 is just more practice of the same concept. And I encourage you to do all of them, but I am only going to solve A, I'm going to solve C, and I'm going to solve example E. In the meantime, you can, of course, pause the video and finish solving all of these examples. So A, C, and E. And I'm going to write out my steps. So, example A, we have find the average of each of the following. So we have some numbers, 18, 16, 19, 21, 17, 8, 11. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 numbers, 6 data points. How do we find the average? Well, let me write an equation. That I'm a big fan of. Write an equation and then do the math. So first, I would sum them up. 18 plus 16 plus 19 plus 21 plus 17 plus 11. And then after I add them all up, I would divide them by 6 because I have 6 data points. Please pause the video. I hope our answers match. I got 17 as the average of 6 numbers. Next example, C. We have expenses in money. $27, $63, $80, $99. Find the average. So I hope you're getting a hang of this. I hope you're figuring out that it's a 2-step process. Step 1, add all the numbers. Step 2, divide by the number of data points. And of course, I highly, highly encourage you to complete your equation as a single one, multi-step equation. So let's go. I would add 27 plus 63 plus 80 plus 99 equals, and after I add up all my numbers, I have to divide them by 4 because we have 4 data points. And I hope we all agree. Please pause the video, do the math yourselves, but I hope you will agree that the average number of dollars is $67.25. Finally, example E. We have gallons, right? We have gallons. So let's go ahead. I hope you now understanding how we are figuring out the average. Step 1, we would add up all the values, all the data points. And we have 4.81 gallons plus 3.52 gallons plus 3.59 gallons plus 2 gallons. So altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make sure I copied them all. 4. So I would sum them up and divide them by 4. Again, I highly encourage you to write a single equation just so. First, you add up all the numbers, that becomes your numerator, and then you divide by the number of the data points. And please pause the video and do your own math. And once you're finished, I hope our answers match. I got 3.48 gallons. The average is 3.48 G for gallons. Okay, so I hope this helps.